You can see John Smoltz live from Fenway tomorrow, Major League Baseball Network, MLB Tonight. It airs live before and after every World Series game. Visit findmlbnetwork.com for your local channel listings. Johnny joins us now. Is it over, Johnny?
No, not quite yet.
Why not?
No, I think it's the classic series that hasn't been played the greatest, but it's a great World Series, if that makes sense. The way things have worked out, I think it's going to go 7. But I haven't been right on anything in the last 2 months, so what do I know?
Great pitching matchup last night. What was it that Lester was doing that St. Louis didn't figure out?
Well, the biggest thing is he really didn't go to 3 pitches in a row. Like, he really kept them guessing. He would throw his cutter in, but his backdoor cutter has become such a weapon that it's almost impossible for a hitter to stay on that pitch because he makes them aware of the inside pitch. I'm talking about right-handers. And his curveball thrown just enough, not a lot, to get off-speed pitches that keep him off the fastball. So John's in a groove. He's what every pitcher wants to be in at this time of the year. He's locating, and he's dominating. He's the kind of pitcher that 3-4 years ago, you know, when you think about how you're going to start your staff, he'd be that front-runner left-hander when he had that capability. Until he had the hiccup, he's right back where he left off.
And we're seeing pitching. Obviously, in the postseason, you get timely hitting, but it's about dominating pitching. And I think this has done wonders for starting pitchers who want to negotiate or renegotiate, that we see the value in starting pitching.
Well, there's no doubt, and we know the theory of pitching has changed throughout the season. Whether or not that continues to baby pitchers and keep their innings down and, you know, pitch counts and all that. You're seeing, though, what happens when a staff is built with power, not necessarily finesse. You've got frontline rotations that can dominate you at any time, and the young guys are pitching like veterans, so that's out the window about rookies and their inexperience. And I think the fact that both clubs have found hot pitchers at the right time in the right part of their club. The bullpen has been fantastic for both teams. And what can you say about a closer who didn't come in a closer? And Uehara for Red Sox, he's become that weapon, and John's not afraid to use him in the 8th inning as well.
How would you pitch to Ortiz?
You don't. I said it on the network the other day. They you know, 2 things I learned that the young rookies for the Cardinals are not phased, and don't pitch to Ortiz. I mean, that's the one thing when a guy is that locked in. And when I mean locked in, he's taking walks. Guys that want to be heroes at this time of the year, superstars, sometimes expand the zone, and he's pitchable. Right now he's not. The shift, I wouldn't even shift him. I'd play him straight up in the infield, take away the ground ball, like we saw 2 ground ball hits, infield hits, I guess you're going to call them, and I would just, you know, if the situation warrants, just see if you can't maybe prey on his patience, which has been real good, and get him to walk.
This is Bond circa 2002.
It is. I mean, he's locked in. Look, he's single-handedly I don't know if it would have been a record in back-to-back games having a grand slam in the World Series. Seems like they every time you don't think it is, somebody way back when did it. But to get that ball robbed and to see what he's been, he easily could have 12 or 13 hits, and just really he's been the guy you want to have there, and didn't miss a beat at first base. So the transition from American League to National League didn't bother him at all.
He's John Smoltz, Major League Baseball Network analyst, joining us. Dan Patrick Show. Umpiring has been very good. We normally don't remember umpires. I don't think you want to remember who was umpiring unless there's something bad that's happened. How would you assess this World Series? Is it more of the umpires, or is it more of pitching and hitting?
Yeah, I think I agree with your statement. I think the umpires are at a disadvantage, especially this time of the year with all the angles, the HD, all the plays that could be made. I thought they got some calls right, some very tough calls. I thought they overturned a call that, they're getting to the point where they know what's looming and they know next year is going to have instant replay, which I believe is going to help them. But in this instance, I think every twist and turn is the reason why this series has been so intriguing to watch. The errors in Game 1 gave the game to Boston. The errors in Game 2 and really 3 gave the games to St. Louis. And then the pitching just dominated for the Red Sox in the next couple. So yeah, the umpires don't get enough kudos from time to time. I think they're doing a great job, and you don't see a lot of arguing and complaining, especially at the plate. Although last night, Lester just hit his spots more than anybody else, and he got some benefits of some calls, which is what you would expect from a pitcher dominating on the mound.
Just a coincidence that we didn't have the green gob on Lester's glove last night?
Yeah, I guess you could call it that. I guess you could call it a coincidence. I think.
Well, where did it go, John?
Oh, that thing probably fell off. Just fell off.
Are you protecting?
I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the first I found of it was a snapshot of one of those TV kind of T-bowed and then taking a picture, and I thought it actually was colored to make it look. So I don't even know what it was. The fact that neither team had an issue with it, obviously the other team being St. Louis, speaks volumes of how it became a non-issue really quickly.
How did you doctor the ball?
Well, I had, if it wasn't the nail file, no. Funny story is when I first got in the league and faced the first time I faced seeing a ball that had a scuff mark on. I had no idea what to do, and I threw the ball as I would warm up in the beginning of the game.
You were going to mention somebody's name there.
Well, when I faced against the Astros,
Nolan Ryan.
No, not Nolan Ryan. When
Mike Scott.
Yeah, I think that might have been the guy.
Let me help you with your memory. So Mike Scott was known as a scuffer. And then
I don't know if he was or if the other guys helped him out. It was there on a nice spot, perfectly done. But the way that I learned in baseball is I threw every one of those balls away. When a ball gets beat in the ground, all right, it's going to have a scuff mark. It's going to have some kind of move. That's why you're seeing so many balls being thrown away today. They're probably going through the record amount of baseballs. If you track back 10 years ago, they didn't go through it. And so when it's in the right spot and you throw it and the ball goes opposite, it's like mud on a golf ball. It's going to go opposite of what the spot is. I had no clue for 3-4 years what to do and how to and I threw them away. Well, if I ever got one and it was in the right spot, I would actually keep that ball as long as I could till they threw it out. Now, the dilemma is when it's in two spots, when it's on both sides of the baseball. And my dummy little mind said, well, I'll try it and throw it anyways. Straight as an arrow, home run, end of story. I never did it again.
How big is the
But I do have a question for you. I have a question.
Wait, let me go back to this. Wait, hold on. Let me go back to this for a moment. How deep is the cut? How big is the cut on the baseball?
No, it's like how a golf ball hits a sidewalk. It's all it takes. It's just a little. When the ball beats into the ground, it doesn't even have to be cut. It just has to be scuffed.
Okay.
So the surface, if you took a perfectly brand new baseball, not rubbed up, and you threw it, it would sail one way or the other. That's why they put the Mississippi River mud to take the shininess off and that ability for it to just sail, and it has a true form of a ball that will have either four-seam backspin or two-seam backspin.
Okay. Now, what's your question?
When is your contract up from what you do get to do for NBC? Because I got to be honest, I think you got to negotiate more time. I don't know how you did that and if you're just happy with that time, but I think you got to negotiate and hold out for a little bit more time. It's my opinion.
No, I'm good. I'm good doing what I'm doing.
So you're good with that little kind of 2 or 3 minutes at a time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I just want to make sure.
Johnny, it was the most watched show on TV last year. Of every show.
That's my point. That's my point.
But that's it. I don't need any more. No. Because then eventually they get tired of you. So just a little bit goes a long way.
So you really don't have the ego of an athlete, then, is what you're saying?
No, I'm not like you.
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay.
By the way, 5 career Grand Slams for John Smoltz. Did you know that?
That I've given
up? Home runs.
Oh, yeah. 5 home runs.
Who'd you homer off?
Well, Butch Henry, okay. Mr. Carmen from the Phillies,
left-hander,
Facero with the Expos, Oral Hershiser,
ooh,
and Dave Island when he was with Tampa.
Wow! So the oral surgeon, you got him
in L.A. Yeah, and I was so excited that I really didn't get a chance. Like getting a hole in one, I really couldn't finish the game after that point. I think I think Oral got pinch hit for, and I was done. I was done after that. I don't even think I won the game.
More home runs or career hole-in-ones?
I have more hole-in-ones. I have 8.
Look at you. By the way, no one has ever hit grand slams in back-to-back World Series.
So that would have been
a first.
That would have been a record.
Yeah, that would have been a first. All right, well, have fun in Boston. And, of course, you got great memories, your long career up there as a Red Sox.
Listen, I have good memories as a visitor. I never gave up an earned run as a visitor in that park, but I took care of that really quickly as a home player in a short 4. I mean, like even 1 to 2 starts was, it was not pretty.
Johnny, you left your car running. That's how long you lasted in Boston.
That is true. That is true.
40 innings.
It was an experience I'll never forget.
What was your favorite inning out of those 40 innings you pitched for the Red Sox?
Let me tell you, my first game with them against the Nationals, I literally forgot to I didn't know where to put my feet in the windup with the bases loaded. If you could see the picture, it looked amateurish, and the catcher, Veritek, came out and says, "Hey, I want you to relax." I said, "Relax. I don't even know where to put my feet." And it just never went.
Wait, you forgot how to pitch?
I forgot where to put my weight out of the windup with the bases loaded. It looked like the weirdest stance you've ever seen because I had an out-of-body experience. It was bad. It was bad.
Boston legend John Smoltz. Hey, have fun. have fun at Fenway, John. Thank you, buddy.
All right. Thanks for the talk. Yep.
John Smoltz. By the way, no ego on that dude. I was joking about that. He's the best. He's a good dude.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.